Hello, and welcome to Early Access Podcast, episode 17. I'm your host, Angelo. And it has been, almost 2 months. Actually, it's been 2 months. This is the official 2-month anniversary of Early Access Podcast. I started this podcast on the 7th of February, and here we are, the 8th of April. And it's been 2 months, and that's why the name of this episode is going to be Forward Momentum. It's been great. I've gotten hundreds of hits on the website. The YouTube has about 5,000 views so far. I have 60 subscribers. I have almost 400 followers on Twitter, 60 plus likes on Facebook, and it's all thanks to you guys. You guys seem to like what I do here, and I hope to continue to do it for you guys. So I'm just going to start the show off and say, don't forget to share the website, earlyaccesspodcast.com, with your friends, the YouTube, youtube.com/earlyaccesspodcast, and check out the Patreon, which is Early Access Podcast. All the support helps. Also, click through the link, the Amazon banner at the top of the page on earlyaccesspodcast.com. I get a little kickback. Doesn't cost you anything else when you use the referral link, and it helps out the show. So, with all that out of the way, thank you again for continue your support, and we're going to jump right into what I've been playing. So, I played a couple games in the past couple days. I've had too many glasses of wine tonight, I apologize. So, I played this game called Fallen A2P Protocol. Now, if you guys liked XCOM, which I have to imagine everybody liked XCOM, the newer XCOM I'm talking about. Everybody has nostalgic feelings for the old XCOM, but I'm talking about the newer versions of XCOM. I think everybody liked them. Turn-based strategy, tactical combat kind of game. Fallen A2P Protocol is a lot like that game. However, it's a lot cheaper. It's $13.50 right now. Well, excuse me. So it's 10% off right now on Steam. I had a lot of fun with it. Learning the controls of it was a pain in the ass, though. Luckily, I had played a little bit of XCOM, so I knew what I was looking for. You're in a little squad. It's post-apocalyptic. You're moving your characters around a map. It works with line of sight, so the characters that you're fighting, the enemies that you're fighting, only show up when you actually see them, and then they react, much like an XCOM kind of game would work. But it's got a little unique story. You've been kidnapped by this group of bad guys, and they're using you to help them basically loot and pillage and take over what has happened. There's a whole sub-story which I didn't really understand. The English in the dialogue isn't the best translation. However, I think it's a great game. It shows a lot of promise. There's a lot there. There's like a deep little skill tree, but right now it's the same for everybody. I'm assuming it's just a carbon copy until they work out different skill trees for each character. So you gain experience after every round, enduring around when you kill characters. I think it's great. The price is right on point. Less than $15. A lot of content. They seem on top of it. It's a lot of fun. I check it out. Especially if you liked XCOM, I think you'll really like this game. Especially, you get to support an indie developer. So, cannot argue about supporting indie developers. Now, the next game I played is called Zenzizenzic. I think I said that right this time. I don't know if I said it right on the first look video that I did. Zenzizenzic. So this is a twin-stick shooter, shoot 'em up, pixel art style game. We've all played them. It's a bullet hell twin-stick shooter. You try to make it to the end of the level. It's really goddamn hard, which I have no complaints with. I think that's what you want out of these games. You pick stuff up as you go. You can the experience that you gain is how you unlock new levels. Now, this game just came out like last week. It's $8 on Steam. Everybody just got the keys this past Sunday. Like all the press got keys for them because they were having trouble getting keys. This game was developed by BitHuffle, and it was published by Adult Swim Games. Now, if you don't know what Adult Swim, I mean, who the fuck am I kidding? Everybody knows who Adult Swim is. Adult Swim Games, however, is their video game site. Adult Swim Games publishes video games. They have a bunch of like little games, like I think it was like Unicorn Assault. I can't remember it. Can't remember the name of the game, but that's irrelevant. However, Adult Swim Games publishes a lot of really cool games. This is not an exception to that. Zenzizenzic is a really well done bullet hell twin stick shooter game. You're gonna have a lot of fun playing it if you like that style. Now, the thing I want to point out that I think makes this game unique to this genre is that they've developed a open world roguelike aspect to a twin stick shooter, which is fucking so cool. So basically, you get dropped into an open world as a little twin stick shooter guy. You're a little ship. You're actually a little square, but you move around this world and you have to fill up a bar, much like in the rifts in Diablo 3, for instance. You fill up this bar, and once you fill up the bar, you get a boss. And as you're moving around, you find like level up, like little shops that you can spend your experience points on while you're playing and everything. I think it's such a cool game mode, and if they continue to flesh that out, I think it's going to make like a neat jump in, and you can spend a bunch of time playing that game mode and have a really good time with this game. And for $8, it's great. And if you go and check the YouTube channel, I have a first look up for Zenzizenzic, and if you comment on that video, I'm going to be giving away a key for this game. I have it set right now to the 14th, so that's a week from today. Right? Week from today? Week from yesterday. It was a week from yesterday. Now, totally check it out. If you like twin stick shooters, it's really well done. Frantic, fast-paced, very, very hard. I think there's 3 difficulty levels, so totally worth your $8. All right, so moving along, we're going to go into what's come out. So we're going to skip Fallen A2P because that's come out since the last show, and we're going to start with this game. It's called Space Beast Terra Fright. That is a mouthful, right? So it's $15. It's got 7 reviews, all positive. This game looks awesome. It's a roguelike permadeath first-person shooter. There you go. It's a sci-fi setting. It looks like you can play with local co-player split screen. It looks really neat. I want to get my hands on it. I just don't have $15 to throw at it right now. Tomorrow's payday. Maybe I will pick it up. I reach out to them. Hopefully they get back to me. It looks awesome. Go check out the video on Steam. I haven't really played that many first-person roguelike games, so I don't know how to judge this. A lot of them are now like, old school roguelikes where it's just platforming and, you got your Shovel Knights and stuff like that. Well, Shovel Knight's more of like maybe like a Rogue Legacy. You got a lot of games like Rogue Legacy. So check that out. It's $15 on Steam. Go see if it's something that you'd be interested in. All right, so this next game is called Solar System Conflict. Now, this came out same time. Everything came out on the 6th, it looked like. I don't think much came out other than that. Now, this is a multiplayer space survival game. It looks like a survival game. That's all I can give you. But space survival. I don't think this is to do. I don't know if I spoke about this one. How are we planning on involving combat? What is the current state? Maybe I did speak about this on the previous podcast, and if I did, I apologize. But I'm super excited for this game, actually, because this is the one that takes place. It's a survival game that takes place on one planet. Now that I read about it, like looking back at it, it takes place on one planet now, like since the early access started. So it's a survival game on one planet, but it's going to expand, and you're going to be able to build spaceships and go to other planets. And the more I talk about this, I'm pretty sure I spoke about it as a game that was coming up in the previous podcast, and now I'm going to double check real quick to see, because a lot of what I'm saying right now sounds familiar. So just give me 1 second. Do 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 do. Yeah, okay, that's why. Yeah, I spoke about it in what was coming up. So this has been released, and I'm excited to check it out. It's $15.99. It's 20% off. It's usually going to be $20. I'm going to pick this game up, no questions asked, whether I do it now or I wait until they implement the stuff that allows you to go to different planets. But I will be playing this game in the near future. So keep an eye out. If you want to get in on it, go check it out. Check some of the other reviews. There's 9 reviews. There's 77% positive. It's a survival game, so it's going to have mixed reviews like that. But go check that out. All right. This game is called Co-op Decrypted. Now, this game I talked about coming out a few episodes ago. It's a 2D, it's a 3D first-person puzzle game. Think Portal. It's got that kind of feel to it. I don't know much about it. There's a demo. Maybe I'll quick look the demo to get an idea about how it works. It doesn't look like it has any. It says it has. There's one review up, but I don't know. Yeah, there's only one review up. It's positive, but it doesn't actually show it in the ranking for the game. It's $11.69, 10% off right now. It's usually $12.99. Go check it out. Puzzle games, first-person 3D puzzle games. All that makes me think of is Portal. This kind of looks like Portal. It's got a local co-op aspect to it. So if you have friends, maybe this is something you'd be into. All right, this last game I'm going to touch on because I talked about it before. It's called Hover Revolt of Gamers. Now, I spoke about this a couple episodes ago. It just came out. It's $17 on Steam. It's 15% off, usually $20. When I talked about it the first time, I thought it was like, I hope it's not like Temple Run. I hope it's not a Temple Run game in an open world. However, I did watch some videos of it, and it's going to be an open world parkour free run game where you play with other people. However, from what I've watched of other people playing it so far, some people like it. It's got 89% positive, but from what I understand, if you're not playing multiplayer, it's kind of broken in the single player because a lot of the quests, like the missions, you can't do by yourself because they're still in there for the multiplayer, even though you're playing single player. And I don't see any updates from the developer, so to say otherwise, if they fixed any of that stuff yet. So, I don't know. It is going to be VR supported, so if you're into that, if you have a VR headset, Oculus Rift or something, which I still don't have, so please send me one, somebody, then totally check it out. All right, so let's jump into, what do we got here? We got updates. All right, so I'm going to start with the first one that I've actually played, and this is, when I reviewed it, it was called Warlocks. I haven't talked about it since I reviewed this game. They have since changed the name from Warlocks to Warlocks vs. Shadows. Now, I don't know why they changed it. Apparently, people were saying that they could have done better with the name. I'm sure they could have done better with the game. I had no problem with the name, though. So Warlocks vs. Shadows now. They just had a big update. They added a whole new world to the game, and it says you can level up your character. Oh, continue to level up your character. So there's more. They have added more to the game. They unlocked a new character. They break down all the skills of the new character. I really enjoyed this game when it came out. When the early access hit, and I'm not alone. It's got 83% positive, 97 reviews. It's a fun side-scrolling RPG-like game. Go check it out on the YouTube channel. I have a first look up of the first hour of it, and they've been coming along pretty well. This is the first big update, and they finally, actually, I missed it. They did patch back in the multiplayer. The multiplayer wasn't working when I checked it out, and they've patched it in since then. So it's $14 on Steam. It was on sale when it first came out. I might err on the side of waiting for another sale, or wait for another bigger update. I don't know if there's enough content there right now. There's plenty of side-scrolling action RPGs right now that you could play. Like Victor Vran, for instance, is a good one. All right, so this game, I haven't played this game yet. It's called Chaos Reborn. And speaking of XCOM with Fallen A2P, Chaos Reborn is from the designer of the original XCOM game. And this is another turn-based strategy RPG game. It looks awesome. Came out the end of last year. I just wanted to touch on it because it had a major content update. I'll just run it down. I don't know what any of this means, but maybe you do, so I'll just give you the quick summary that they give you. So you can choose your initial wizard character with initial staff and body gear. You can level up your wizard staffs and body gear to level 33. I'm assuming that's more than you could do before. You can unlock talisman slots as you level up your equipment. You can put talismans into your equipment to gain special powers. There's different types of talismans. Earn gold from battles and buy items from a shop. And there's monthly league competition seasons. So all that seems really awesome. The monthly league competition, I've played games like that. I like when they add stuff like that where it makes you want to come back over and over again. I think Path of Exile did a really good job with that stuff. And I think that Diablo did really good job with seasons in Diablo 3. So if that's what they're going for, if they're going for like a seasons kind of thing, I think that's awesome. But yeah, go check it out. It's $15. It's 25% off right now for next week. I may actually pick this one up too. So go check that out. All right. So the last update I grabbed for you guys is for this game called Frontiers. Now, this is a first-person RPG. It says it's got the feel of a game like Daggerfall. We've all played D&D type games like Daggerfall. This came out at the end of last year. It's got 51 reviews, 90% positive. So I don't know what that translates to yet, because I've been only doing this for 2 months now, and I'm trying to figure out. Game's been out for 5 months. I don't know how many people that buy the game actually review it. So I'd have to imagine 50 reviews is pretty good, because they're still putting out updates. And the reason I wanted to mention this one is because it's another game that patched in VR support. So it seems like a lot of these indie developers are coming out here and trying to push the Oculus or Steam's equivalent. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's Steam VR or something, which is cool for that game type, like for that genre. Like, I'm really interested in the VR. I think the more people supporting it, the more developers making games for it, the less proof of concept and the more actual games we get that use the VR, the faster we get it to a point where it's actually going to be really good. So I like to see this. I like that the more and more developers are getting out there and putting this into their games. Can't wait to try it out. I haven't gotten my hands on an Oculus. I'm gonna try. So, but yeah, go if this game sounds like it's something you'd be into. It's $15 on Steam, still in early access, but it seems like they're heading in the right direction with all the positive reviews they have right now. So, last thing we're gonna do is I pulled 2 games from what's coming up. I tried to grab stuff that's coming out soon. So apparently I pulled the same game twice into the notes here. So the first game is this game called Uncanny Valley. Now, Uncanny Valley is a survival pixel art side-scrolling puzzle exploration game. I think it looks awesome. It reminds me of... I can't remember the name of the game now. If you go check it out on Steam, you'll probably know the game I'm talking about immediately. Actually, I'm going to pull up Steam real quick and see. It should be in my games, which now I know it's not going to pop out. Receiver. No, receiver's first person. There's a game it reminds me of, and I just cannot put my finger on it right now. And if I remember, I'll toss it in the show notes before I post this up. However, it's got a very unique art style. It's, pixel art. Everybody likes pixel art anymore. I mean, I know I do. It's been the flavor of the week lately, but I think it's because it's simple. It allows indie developers to make good games on low budgets, and as long as the mechanics are there and they can get the story across, I like this art style. Especially for the price to game ratio. You're going to get a game that's not going to cost you too much, but it's going to give you a lot of game value out of it. So this looks really interesting. They're going to be putting this out in the next couple of weeks. It says April. I contacted them. They hit me back like immediately. They're like, as soon as we get a working build ready, we're going to hit you up. And so I'm excited. I'm going to be checking this game out. Keep an eye out for the video coming up within the next couple weeks. All right, so the next game I got is this game called Titan Souls. Now, I got to pull it up real quick because for some reason I didn't use the right thing. So Titan Souls comes out, it says the 14th, so little like 6 days from now, about a week. It's a action adventure pixel art game. It looks a little bit like Zelda. I actually watched a friend of mine, the guys over at Pixel Fact, they streamed the demo the other day. It looks really awesome. I think they did a good job with it. It's a quick, fast-paced dungeon crawler in the vein of Zelda. So I think if you liked Zelda, you'll probably really like this game. Let's see, it showed at PAX Prime 2014. This is what the curator said. It says it's the indie version of Shadow of the Colossus. So if that description sounds anything like something you would like to play, I would go check the videos out. You can pre-order right now. They already got the price up. It's $13.49 and it's $14.99 with 10% off. So that's going to do it for this episode. However, there was one thing I wanted to mention, and it was that in the last episode I didn't know how much the Falling Sun was going to cost. Now, it has since hit Steam, and it came in at the perfect price point. It's $4.99. It's $4.24 right now. It's 15% off, and I think now that the price point's out there for $5 or less, I think this game is totally worth your $5. There's two acts done right now. I think it's not optimized, don't get me wrong. It's not perfect. It could be a lot better right now. However, I think the developers have a clear vision for what they're going. The environment, the World War II Burma setting, I think it makes for a great setting for a horror game. I think this game uses the Unity engine in a unique way, and it definitely makes you feel scared. I would go check out my first look and then go and buy this game. Support these guys. It's less than $5, and I think they really knew what they wanted, and they put the $5 in there, and they were like, put it at a price point that made people feel good about buying this game and supporting them. And I think this is where indie developers should be pushing towards. Like I think they hit the price point right on the head. Somebody had asked me if I would recommend this game, and I said if they can bring it in at under $10, I think it'd be perfect. And somebody commented like a couple hours later, and they were like, it's $4.24. I said do it. I mean, even if you just got the hour out of it for $5, I think you're going to get enough jump scares and enough creepies to get your $5 worth out of it. So definitely go check out The Falling Sun right now. And like I said, that's going to do it for this episode of Early Access Podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening, the continued support. And as I said at the top of the show, it's been 2 months, and I couldn't be more grateful for the support that I've been given from the indie development community, the gaming community in general on Steam. And I want to just ask you guys again to check out the YouTube channel if you got this from anywhere else. If you got it from the podcast, check out the YouTube channel, Early Access Podcast. Check out earlyaccesspodcast.com. The Patreon at Early Access Podcast if you want to support the show that way. Or click through the Amazon banner at the top of the website, earlyaccesspodcast.com. You can use that referral link. I get a kickback. Doesn't cost you anything else. Again, thank you guys very much, and I appreciate you guys coming back twice a week to be here with me to talk indie games and early access games with you. And until next time, I will see you guys on Monday.